What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another live. I don't know why I'm not showing. I hope that y'all could hear me, but still, I don't know what's going on with the screen, and I don't want to start it over. I don't know. But if anyone come in, please let me know that you can hear me whenever y'all come in, because I want to go ahead and get into it. I'm not going to be long, but I want to talk about the narcissist's most used manipulation tactic. And this is only when they're dealing with certain people. They know who they could use this on. And that is when some of you probably can relate when you have this close connection with a narcissist. It could be a parent because parents mostly use this tactic the most. I'm talking about a narcissistic parent. And it is when they try to manipulate you into, or you could say gaslighting you into pretty much admitting what they want you to think and how they want you to feel. Even though they know they can't make you feel any type of way, but if they can get you to admit that, you share the same beliefs, then that makes them feel good. And a lot of times, narcissistic parents, they do this with their children all the way into adulthood. And this is why they never really have a healthy relationship with them. They have a controlled relationship. They grow up and they still feel like their parents control them because it's like when they have a conversation, the conversation is like, it always goes as, so you know that I did good, right? So you know how much it's like they're asking you to admit that they're already good for it. And that's like, it is putting words in your mouth, but at the same time, they know that you don't really feel that way. They need you to admit it just so they can feel good about themselves. And if they really and truly felt that way, then they wouldn't need so much validation from you or anyone else. They have this bad habit of, bringing up something that's supposed to make them look good. And they need you to admit to it. Yeah, you did your thing. Like, yeah, you worked hard on it. And they didn't. Narcissists are known for taking credit for things that they did not do. They live in their children's shadows through their accomplishments. They feel entitled to claim everything that that child did, all the good grades they made in school, and how well they did in sports. They lived in their shadow and they need the credit. They will pretty much overshadow their children's accomplishments when there's like award days and different ceremonies. The narc parent, they need to stand out more than a child. They need the most attention. They need people to acknowledge them, excuse me, as a good parent because your child made it this far. And it doesn't make them any different from any other parent that's there, but in their mind, it's like they look at other parents and their children as beneath them, even though they're pretty much the same rank. But again, when you're in the company of a narcissist, you can't even enjoy the moment for whatever, the celebration is for, because of the simple fact they need to constantly bring up something that they've done in the past. And a lot of time they don't accomplish much. They know that they failed a lot. They gave up a lot of stuff, or either they got it the easy way, or they kind of piggybacked off someone in order to get something, and they would pretend like they worked hard to accomplish things. So they need you to admit, like, yeah, yeah, you did good. You did good. And it's like, it's just like it's empty. It's false. It's forced. Something that they need you to push. This false narrative that they've done so good in life. And they can depend on you to give them that when they don't deserve the credit for doing nothing but being a fraud or pretty much kind of cheating their way to the top. They always look for the shortcuts in life. They always need the easy way out. They don't look at things, the way that they should and say, well, if it's something I really, really want, I should work hard towards it. Narcissists don't feel that way. They feel like if I want it, they look at it through a sense of entitlement. Then they just automatically feel like it should be theirs. And so they need people to kind of cheer them on for that, to push them and kind of amp them up to feel like they've done so much and they should be rewarded. I mean, rewarded just for what they want in life. And it's like everybody wants good things in life. Everybody want, to be successful, or even if you're not successful, you want to be able to say, at least I tried, because you always get something out of trying. And if that makes you happy and you're comfortable and it works for you, then it's an individual thing. But with a narcissist, it's always a competition. They always need to compare their life to someone else's. And again, they like to put other people beneath them when they really didn't do nothing at all, but just took the credit for something just by being an associate of someone. You know, they want to be looked at as the big boss in charge. They want to be looked at as the billionaire, the one, who invented something big and made a lot of money off of it, you know. And they're not. They're just an associate. So they feel like if I can stand next to you, then I can look as good as you and maybe I can start being you. That's how narcissists think. And so again, they need you. They know that they could depend on you to be their cheerleader. They know that they can depend on you to pretty much, just make them feel like, yeah, you did it. You did it. You did a good job. And it's things that you don't even feel. But the narcissists have kind of brainwashed you for so long into speaking the way they want you to speak and being the way they want you to be so that it makes them feel good and it makes them look good. And so you just kind of get accustomed to it. You're so used to, you know, interacting with them that way. You already know where the conversation is going. You know where they're about to take it. And sometimes it gets so draining to where it gives you this gut feeling. You get this gut instinct like, I already know where this is going, and you're just not for it. You don't have it in you today. But they are so draining, they don't care. They will always depend on you to amp them up and make them bigger than who they are. And until you decide that this is not something you want to do anymore, they're going to keep choosing you. They're going to keep depending on you to be there for them and be that plus one. They're going to always have you sitting next to them telling them that they've done an amazing job, pretty much doing nothing. They take the credit for what others have done. And they pretend like that person doesn't even exist in the moment. That's just how selfish they are. They really feel like it's all about, you know, fame and and just being so well known to the public as someone who can do so much but not willing to give back. And think about it, sometimes narcissists, they don't think in a way, like in a selfless way. They think selfishly all the time. It's never about what they're willing to give back. It's always about what they have accomplished, what they've gained. And so you have all that to yourself, and for what? And it's never enough. It'll never be enough for a narcissist. And then they also, they live through other people. They don't have their own identity. They copy other people, they mimic people, you know, they duplicate other people. Because other than that, they wouldn't even know who they are. And sometimes that fades away when they get bored. So they can spend one day acting a certain way around a group of people, and the next day doing a whole different thing around another group of people. They never keep up with the same image. They can't do that because it kind of it drains them and it bores them as the time goes by. They have to be something more catchy about them that makes people attracted to them. That's how they can easily put on a false image and false narratives and have people truly believing that they're good people, and that only lasts for so long. Eventually they're going to get tired out, and they're not going to want to they're not going to want to keep up the act. They're not going to be able to, because they know that people are going to hold them to it. They're going to be expecting to see this same person, so they can't even hold the same conversation again when they see someone and they have this long drawn out conversation about their kids and sports. Okay, the next time that we're at the game, you know what the narcissist parent is going to do? They're going to try to avoid that parent or anyone who's going to want to hold a conversation. What they're going to want to do is take that conversation they had with that person, all the good talking points, they pretty much going to pick off that person's personality, use it as if it's their own, and pass it off to another person. And they do that to get admiration. They do that for clout. They do that for likes. And they need the attention most of all. So narcissists are very fake. They don't know how to be anything else. They live in the moment, and they live in anyone's moment. And they will take your moment if you allow them to. And they'll take the person's moment who they constantly manipulate to pretty much admit, like, yeah, man, you did a wonderful job. They just think about the narcissist who always asking someone else, I did a real good job, right? Or I did a damn good job raising y'all. I'm about to tell, any comments? Johnny Tracy, you got these female that are horrible creatures. Yeah, they horrible, wicked, just ugh. And sometimes I just have to kind of like take a break from even talking about it. That's why, and when I do that, like I called myself like deactivating my TikTok for a while after they banned it, where I just reactivated because I could go on there and just enjoy myself and be away in a whole new place from talking about this. Sometimes you have to remove yourself from this to breathe and just kind of change the subject. You need that. So when I'm not recording and uploading for a while, I'm probably on TikTok being silly, just having myself a good old time over there, you know. So check out my TikTok. I think it's only one Felicia for real. I forgot. I shared it on it once. I think I put it, I think it should be At the bottom, I think I put it on here, the TikTok. But yeah, yeah, it's on here. Only one Felicia for real. So yeah, go check out my TikTok. So um, but yeah, the narcissists, they don't know who they are. But yeah, they constantly need people to vouch for them. And that just goes to show, if you really felt that way about yourself, then why do you need validation from me? Why do I have to sit up under you and always, yeah, yeah, did a good job, boss, did a good job? Like, who has the time for that? Who has the energy to keep you up on your toes and constantly remind you, you the man? No one should have to do that. If you're really confident in yourself, you don't need other people to boost you up. I mean, you can stand on that on your own. But they are so fake. They're frauds. They know they are nothing without you. Like, your word is born. Born. I say born. I mean bond though. Your word is bond to the narcissist. It bails them out all the time in a fishy situation, because they're gonna look to you to further explain, to clear things up, to make sense of it all for them. Because they ain't gonna never make sense. They can't even articulate themselves in a way that will really convince the people, oh, okay, you came up with that? No, they can't do that. They can't keep up with from moment to moment. That's why they jump from person to person to person. But they know it's something about you that they can depend on. And I'm about to end this in a minute, because I know I sound repetitive, but that's all I pretty much wanted to get into. They know it's something about you that they could depend on, that's gonna always make them feel bigger than who they are. But you have to take a stand for yourself and decide, man, I'm tired of doing this. Like, speak up. You're gonna have to be bold and speak up to them and say, look, I'm not gonna keep like, I remember one time somebody needed me to keep reciting this moment of when this guy kept trying to, flirt with her and holler at her and everything. And I'm like, okay, but that was your moment. You should remember it more than you want me to. Why do I have to keep repeating, the whole scenario back to you? What is this doing for me? It's making me look like a flunky or a minion. Like, no, I'm not. I'm sorry about that, y'all. And I know this call gonna keep coming through. That's why I got to go ahead on and bring this to a close real quick. Jana said, oh, yes, they steal your moment, these emotional energy vampires. Yeah, they steal your moment because they may invite you out to, to, even if it's not the movies, anything that has a crowd of people, and they can't mingle without you because they need you to remind them of who they supposed to be. See, they always need you to play a role and help them remember their role. So it's like you become their assistant even if you didn't agree to this, but that's who you've become, you know, throughout the whole time that you've been connected with the narcissist. And that's why you get this feeling when you know that the moment is coming where they need you to, get it together, get into character mode. You know what to do. I'm gonna need you to act like this and that for me, you know. So that's how it is with the narcissist, and you know, that's their most used manipulation tactic, is by, pretty much brainwashing you into thinking the way they need you to think in order for them to appear a certain way. And I know people may say, well, that's just gaslighting. It is, but at the same time, it's like they already know who they are. And they know that they don't feel like much without you. They know that already. And that's something that they manipulate you by. I need you to be with me. It's just not going to feel the same without you. And that's how they keep you strung along in those moments. Because they try to convince you that, you know, it's better when y'all together. But you don't even feel like togetherness. It doesn't feel togetherness with them. You feel like you're an assistant. You feel like you work for them, you know? Like, why am I here just to make you feel good about yourself? Because that's basically what it's all about with a narcissist. They don't care about nobody else. They're selfish. They do not care about anyone but themselves. So I'm going to end it on that. Thank you for being here, John, and the other two viewers. If y'all like this content and you find it helpful, please like, share, subscribe. Leave your thoughts down below. Same goes for those who come back for the replay. And I will talk to y'all soon.